Joe, talk. Let's see if it picks you up.
You hear me now?
You're
Good.
boy.
I heard it.
You're supposed to say good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to, what are we calling this?
The Tournament of Death and Dismemberment.
The Tournament of Death and Dismemberment. Yeah, so...
March Mayhem, if you will.
March Mayhem. Well
No,
played.
I like it.
Yeah. So yeah, as you can tell, we're here. So Sean is here.
I'm here. I'm awake. We got this.
We got this. Obviously, Joe.
In the flesh.
It's weird. He's here.
I am here with not your father's root beer. We're drinking it because my wife hates it, but it doesn't taste bad, so I don't know why she hates it.
I know. It's just root beer.
Yeah. Well, let's save her a little sip and see if she can try it.
Yeah, we'll try. Anyway, and as I've already, I'm here. So
No, you're not.
Of course.
thanks. No. So yeah, we worked at this. All of us had 3 picks, right?
3
Yep,
picks.
and then 4 picks from the fans.
Yep, we had 4 fan picks, and so what we did was just video game characters. They couldn't be from another source because we felt like that would be too unfair. You know, we'd have Superman and Goku, and we don't need to get into that.
Aquaman would clearly mop the floor with the tournament.
Clearly.
Well, because Superman and Goku would end up being a draw, and then Aquaman would just walk in
I'll
through the
accept the
final.
draw.
I can see Aquaman Jam.
I'll accept the draw. Okay, but yeah, so we went with just straight video game characters, and before we started this, we did actually randomly draw. We all got to pick our first seed characters, but outside of that, it was all random draw, and so, yeah, it worked out really well, too, because none of us are really debating ourselves.
Yeah.
So,
Not yet, anyway.
not yet. So we'll show the full bracket on the screen here very shortly.
In 5, 4, 3,
Now I have to do
2,
that?
1.
Damn. I'm going to make it flash real quick, too, when he says 1.
You
No.
got that.
In all no, I'm gonna keep it in. I told you, the raw. They love the raw stuff that comes out of us.
You're like the old
That didn't come out right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
Arn and Raw.
we're going in raw. No, so our first matchup is, and I'm doing my best to do the Smash announcer only because it's more fun to do it that way, but Banjo and Kazooie versus Snake. And Joe is our Snake representative, and I am our Banjo-Kazooie representative. You will see the people that are debating are in the center positions. Each one of us will have 2 minutes to debate why our character would win in a fight against the other one. And then our 2 judges will cast a vote. If it is not unanimous, we will go into a sudden death. We'll get there when we get there. So,
draws are possible.
Yes.
If we decide the characters can kill each other.
yeah, that's
it'll
fair.
It'll probably be rare, but we did decide it is a possibility.
If we decide on all these extra special rules, we'll get to it as we go to it. So,
Oh, and for every Timbit Joe eats, he has to drink a beer.
yes. So, Joe, I will let you start with Snake, just because it's a difficult thing. It's a 2-minute timer. I will start it. It will beep when the 2 minutes are up, so you will know when your time is up. Are you ready?
Ready as I'm gonna be.
Okay, when you start talking, I hit the timer.
Okay, so my argument for Solid Snake is that he is a far more experienced combatant and I guess tactician and spy and all of these much more pragmatic aspects of combat than Banjo-Kazooie is. Banjo and Kazooie are this strange, awkward team that just kind of have a strange combination of abilities that have helped them in their particular case. But most of their opponents are not particularly skilled. Most of their opponents are brute force or overwhelming abilities in some way. Solid Snake is more likely to be able to actually outsmart Banjo-Kazooie, understand their weakness, and use it against them. And this is before you even get into the myriad of tools he might have at his disposal in terms of spy gadgets, modern weapons, projectile weapons. Even just a basic pistol that Solid Snake typically carries will have much greater range than most of Banjo-Kazooie's abilities. Add into this concept that Banjo-Kazooie operate on almost no stealth operations or stealth skills at all. All Solid Snake needs is the right setting and the right ambush type of setup, and he can get the jump on Banjo-Kazooie and put an end to them before they can really turn around and do anything against him. I yield my time.
You yield your last few moments?
I do.
All right.
So the one thing I want to add, it's not to help Joe at all, but he mentioned Snake's pistol. That was a SOCOM pistol, which is a Navy pistol. It's a 45 ACP caliber, so it's almost like a cop handgun.
That's a 45 caliber?
Yeah.
Wow.
So just to let you know, so when you're thinking that against a bear, you're pretty much going out with a Glock. Just for judge voting to keep in mind.
If I can dovetail off of that briefly, Banjo-Kazooie is also.
You'll have a chance to rebuttal.
Oh, okay.
You'll have a chance to rebuttal. It's my chance to make my argument. All right. So realistically, a lot of the points you brought up are fair, but at the same time, the Banjo-Kazooie I chose was from Banjo-Tooie. They have a far greater skill set. This is also the game that introduced the fact that they can separate and operate on their own simultaneously. So Kazooie without Banjo is a lot more quick and nimble, and Banjo without Kazooie in the pack has a lot more use of that backpack. The backpack, he can shrink himself into the size of the backpack and sleep and regain health. He can grab and put things in the backpack and they can't escape until he lets it out. He can touch burning hot surfaces with the backpack. Kazooie also has a wide range of egg attacks. They are her ranged attacks. Together, when she's with Banjo, he can use her as a gun, a long-range gun, with regular eggs that hurt, eggs that literally catch things on fire, ones that are literal grenades. They can freeze things, and she has decoy robots that are on a timer that she can set and detonate. So it's a wide range of skills. There's also their classic flying, jumping high, running fast on the Talon Trot. The beak is a very powerful weapon. Legitimately, they have such a wide range of this skill set that as long as they're able to transition to that next piece, they're ready. But I want to point out, there's one thing that protects them even against a bullet, and that's the Wonder Wing. That is the special ability when they are together. It costs golden feathers, but as a Banjo-Tooie, they can hold up to 50 of them. So that's well over a minute of pure invulnerability by just having the wings covering up. So that's my piece, is that they have this short burst invulnerability. If they see a bullet is coming, they go into Wonder Wing, the bullet's not going to hurt them. That's my big piece. Any rebuttal?
You said that was a minute?
That was 2 minutes. Oh, the grand total? It's about a minute, maybe a minute and a half. It varies depending on how frequently. If you're just holding it, it's probably about closer to a minute and a half, 2 minutes. But if you're just going like in, out, you have a total of about a minute.
For the rebuttals, are we allowed to ask questions?
The judges may ask a question of our during the rebuttals.
How long? How do the rebuttals work? Are we doing just one rebuttal each 2 minutes, or can we have crosstalk, or is it just my statement separate your statement?
We can have crosstalk.
So we should ask our questions before they start the timer then.
Yeah.
So we don't interfere. The one question I had, invulnerable for 60 seconds. So you have to wait for that's over before you can attack, really.
Before you can actually do any damage. Yeah.
So what defense is Snake going to try to do to be able to get off a shot to kill them once that goes over?
Honestly, I don't think he needs to. 1 minute is, if you use it well, can be a meaningful amount of time. But I think it's also not a very long time to just try to avoid the enemy, right? Because while the golden feathers are operating, yes, Banjo-Kazooie is invulnerable, but correct me if I'm wrong, unless they actually touch you, they can't actually do any damage, right?
While with the golden feathers, yeah.
Right. So,
but they can also move. That's the other thing. They're not stuck in one place.
Right, they can move, but my memory of the usage of the golden feathers is hazy, but I think it's reasonable that Solid Snake he's taller, he's got a longer stride, he's in great shape. I think it's not unreasonable he can outrun them at least for a minute or two. Now, perhaps not in the long run because Banjo is a bear.
Golden feathers. Is Banjo the one running and Kazooie is just enveloped around him, or is it Kazooie running?
Yeah.
It's Banjo running while the invulnerability is going on. So that does change things. But again, they can go in and out. It's not like they started, it's done. They can turn it off, run with Kazooie to catch up, and then go into it. It's not like it's
Because Banjo's max speed is not
fast.
not really that fast. Actually, it's closer to the speed of an average bear compared to a typical actual bear running.
Yeah.
So I guess my question would be, given the amount of stealth that Snake has, what would Banjo-Kazooie be able to do to prevent from a sneak attack, or how well Snake is at evading and getting into the shadows and out of the sight of his enemies?
So realistically, that's where the clockwork eggs come in. So those are essentially they're drones. They're little mini Kazooie drones that are maybe about the size, maybe fit in your hand, but they're explosive and they do have a timer, but they operate autonomously. They could, while Banjo-Kazooie are hiding, go out searching and find Snake, or at least try to flush him out. So that is one possibility. The other thing is, like I said, Kazooie has fire eggs, ice eggs, and grenade eggs. Yes, they're limited supply, but you can take a lot of that cover out of the way with explosions and fire.
If Snake is already hidden, do the clockwork eggs have any means of locating him, or do they just have to, do trial and error searching?
They would just do trial and error, but again, they're limited, so it's not like, there's not 100 of them, there are 20 that you can use.
Right. I guess it depends. It depends. I guess in this case, it's almost a Batman theory. How much prep time does Snake have? Because I feel like if Snake has sufficient prep time, he could dig himself in somewhere so well the clockwork eggs wouldn't be able to find him by chance. If it was sudden spur of the moment, he has to find a place to hide instantly. I could see him being found.
So what's our judge ruling on where this
I
fight
think
takes
we
place?
treat it like a fighting tournament. You don't know who you're facing until the bracket's drawn.
Is it what final
But I
destination?
I think that we're also assuming that they have a full inventory.
Yeah.
We're not going to say, oh, you only have one of each. You have your full max inventory for these encounters.
Yeah, so they don't have prep time, but they have everything.
Their equipment they need.
So I know Snake has landmines, his cardboard box.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
The only thing I don't know, and I only played 2 Metal Gear Solid games, and one of them was starring Raiden, so that doesn't help with Snake at all. Did Snake ever have grenades or flash grenades?
I mean, he has them. I believe he's used them. Yes, he has them at least in Super Smash Bros.
he
So I
has
assume
used
they come
grenades
from
in some of the games.
I was wondering because that would help his case in this fight.
I mean, Snake
He doesn't have bear mace, but if he has a flash grenade,
Bear mace.
If only you were
I would
picking
like-
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
But I mean, let's talk about
bear mace?
no, let's talk about Banjo the bear for a minute though, right? Banjo is not a 500-pound brown bear running at 40 miles an hour. To scale, Banjo is about the size of an average person.
But he's a jacked person. That's not.
He is a jacked person, but the geometry is still such that Snake could get him in a headlock or get behind him
I'd
and trip
say
him and
Banjo
something.
to me represents size-wise like Batista.
Yeah, I would go with that.
I'd say you've got Batista with a bird on his back, with D. Reynolds on his back.
Yeah. Which someone like Solid Snake could. It wouldn't be a walk in the park, but could overpower through a mixture of force and finesse.
So what would be Snake's best bet to you? Are you focusing on the ranged weapons with the pistols, or are you trying to evade him long enough to get Snake in close range? Because in the games, Snake always did choke people out.
Let's be honest, that's really the deciding factor
Yeah.
here is Snake going for range or is he going for stealth to get Banjo?
Either way, it's tough, but I don't know.
The devil's in the details. I could see the most realistic scenario being something like, because Snake's, unless Banjo, picks a fight out of nowhere with Snake, I could see Snake being dug in somewhere somewhere hidden with a stealth cache that he's set himself up in. Banjo comes by, or Banjo and Kazooie present themselves, and he slowly moves in stealthily until he closes the range gap, hits him with a couple range weapons like pistols, grenades. Maybe he's got some landmines pre-placed in the area that Banjo can stumble on. And if he can incapacitate him a little bit or get him off guard that way, then close in the gap and kind of blitzkrieg, get in real close, real fast, and get behind him, headlock, sleeper hold, and he's down. Because if you put one of them down, it's only a matter of time until the other one goes down too. Banjo and Kazooie is a much more formidable foe than Banjo or Kazooie. Kazooie doesn't even have hands.
She's got wings that she uses as chopping devices and twirling blades.
So he's going to choke the chicken.
Literally. No.
Is Kazooie canonically a chicken? I don't think so.
No, it's a breegull.
Oh, okay.
It's a fictional bird, but it's breegull. If I can make a final argument just in favor of Banjo-Kazooie,
Please.
the bigger issue here, as far as they're concerned, is I understand your argument completely, but Banjo-Kazooie are a weird kind of thing because, much like Deadpool, Kazooie has the fourth wall breaking ability. It's something that's very little. All the games, she has humor that references the fact that it's a video game in both games, even in Nuts and Bolts. Kazooie is a fourth wall breaking, almost trickster figure that works with Banjo. So my thing would be is that if this is canonically Kazooie from the games, Kazooie would know that she is in a fight. She would kind of recognize that, Snake is possibly around the corner, so they wouldn't be caught off guard.
Yeah, it takes away some of the
It takes away the ambush factor. It wouldn't be perfect. It wouldn't be like, oh, they automatically know that Snake's behind that barrel, they blow it up and he's dead. No, it's
that cardboard box.
Yeah, Kazooie would recognize that this is suspicious. This is definitely a trap. He is definitely waiting, and they would be more prepared. I'm not saying they would be like instantaneous, boom, we counter it,
Right, yeah.
but they would be familiar that something is wrong because of that fourth wall breaking ability.
That's a really well-made argument for including the ability to break the fourth wall.
So that's my final argument. Do you have any final argument for Snake, or was that your previous piece was final?
Yeah, I would say my previous piece is final. I guess if I could just sum it up, I feel like just given experience and training, Snake has the upper hand. Banjo and Kazooie are kind of specialists in this open platform, just walk up and smash somebody type of combat, where Snake has a lot more experience of combat of somebody who's actually prepared to fight back.
Okay. Judges.
Your verdict, gentlemen.
Andrew, I'll let you start.
So
I was saying, Andrew took notes. I was watching.
I was really digging all of Snake's arguments. The 45 ACP pistol, that one wasn't going to hurt Banjo, but I figured that was enough to hurt Kazooie. But the stealth going in for the melee, it hurt Snake more than helped in my case. Especially when he said they work in tandem, basically. Because if Snake's sneaking up on Banjo,
Oh, he's
one of
done.
their attacks is Kazooie pops out of the backpack and attacks. So he may get the drop on Banjo,
But if they're together,
if he's got Kazooie in the backpack, he's pecking Snake's eyes out.
I could see that.
Snake would have to take out Kazooie first, but I couldn't, in my mind, figure out a way he does that without them being killed by Banjo.
If I can offer a plausible scenario for that, that's completely reasonable. If Snake can close the gap quick enough and get the jump quick enough, he can trap Kazooie in the bag, and then Kazooie's completely neutralized.
I was
Because Kazooie's just
Because Kazooie's in the bag, which is on Banjo's back, right? If Snake comes up behind Banjo, gets in quick enough, he can wrap himself he can wrap his arms around Banjo's neck, all the way around the bag, and squeeze the bag against his chest, keep it closed.
Do you know how
Or
the bag
even-
opens?
It's been a long time.
Top open. So
Yeah.
Kazooie
Wait,
can
wait.
still pop
There's
her
like
head.
there's like a flap that goes like down in front of it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's never buckled.
I mean, it can't be.
I don't
How
know.
is Kazooie gonna get out?
Dropping a grenade in there is a game changer.
That is.
Given the bag's indestructible too, it's gonna be contained and reflected back on Kazooie.
Yeah, as strong as Banjo is, Kazooie was the difference maker for me, so I gotta go Banjo-Kazooie.
All right.
If there was a way to eliminate Kazooie without alerting Banjo, because I figured you could shoot Kazooie,
Mm-hmm.
but then you've got to deal with Banjo, and if he hears that gunshot, he knows where you're at.
The only way you'd be able to do that, to eliminate one at a time, is if Snake starts the fight and then purposefully does a false retreat, backs off, and then they decide to separate and go one at a time, trying to find him or lure him out. Then maybe he can have an advantage over one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It's a tough fight, because you're fighting two that work in tandem.
This is a tougher, more nuanced fight than I expected, actually.
So for me, the first big takeaway is I believe that Snake would have a larger artillery. I would feel like he would have a wider arrangement of weapons, different kinds of weapons. You know, pulls out a fully automatic weapon. Like that's a game changer. But the problem is when you think about it, Banjo and Kazooie do have that similar artillery. Yes, it's more cartoonish. It is shooting eggs instead of bullets. But like we said, these bullets that they are shooting have different effects versus standard bullets. The one big thing that swings my decision is at the end of the day, we're saying that they're coming from their representations. And at the end of the day, Banjo-Kazooie is a cartoon going up against a human. And the way the cartoon physics happen is something that no human can counteract. Don't believe me? Watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But even taking that factor out, I feel like Banjo-Kazooie has the edge just because it is literally 2 against 1. So in this one, I've got to give it to Banjo-Kazooie.
The only way in my mind I can rationalize Snake clearly winning is they can fly. For short periods of time, if Kazooie's flying, Snake kills Kazooie, Banjo hits the ground, he has the chance.
But that's a very.
And that was the only clear-cut win where Snake 100% wins. No
1
question
out of
about it.
10 times,
Yeah.
Snake wins.
now I think
Because everything else I came up with, Banjo or Kazooie had a counter that he would have to counter to get the win. Yeah.
you know, I for me the biggest argument
So if Alex
is
came out saying Kazooie's flying, and then I'm like, oh, Snake's got this.
the biggest. I mean, I like what Sean said. You know, it really is 2 against 1. So I think that's I can totally see that. You know, I would counter that the range on Snake's ranged weapons is going to be much greater than Kazooie's
I don't know.
comparable weapons.
Banjo-Tooie, there is a zoom for your egg shooting, and the egg shooting can go across the map, which is it's.
God.
And I don't remember Snake ever having a sniper per se.
Yeah.
He did get a
No.
sniper
He did a
rifle
couple times, but it's weird.
It's not part of his standard.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So we're saying Banjo-Kazooie won.
Yeah.
I guess we are.
All right.
It was a tough fight though. You put up a heck of a fight.
Yeah.
When I first saw that matchup, I thought Banjo-Kazooie was running away with it. But
You made a good argument, Joe.
KO.
Game.
Oh no, that's death. Snake got fucking murdered.
Snake, not the winner. Bum ba dum ba dum ba dum bum bum bum. Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie won that one. So
Let us know what you think, guys.
Yeah,
we'll be back tomorrow with another video with our second match in the bracket.
Arbiter versus the Dragonborn.
And we're going to be, God willing, posting a video every day to try and keep up with the tournament. Our final video will be the same day as the finals of March Madness.
We're gonna
How
try.
do we start with the Sweet 16?
Right?
You guys didn't even want to see our 432 team bracket. That shit was nuts.
Very nuts.
Fucking Medal of Honor guys versus Call of Duty guys. It was crazy. It was nuts.
The Fortnite guy.
Yeah, it was bad.
This is only the top 16.
Top 16.
But thanks, guys. See you next time.